Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Let's just tell some stories. You ever had any missed opportunities that you regretted? I've had many. I'll tell you about one that I always thought was kind of funny. So it was probably 1990. I had just gotten engaged to my high school sweetheart. We graduated high school a year earlier and got engaged. It was probably 19, I think. She was my dream girl, at least so I thought. And she was blonde and beautiful. And she told me she loved me. I gave her a ring and went down to the beach. It was a ring that I stole. Stole her a big giant diamond ring. She said yes, and I kind of figured this was going to be my life. We're going to have kids, and we're going to get married, and all of that. And she was, in my eyes, she was perfect. I mean, I didn't think she was the perfect woman, but she was perfect for me. The perfect fit. Felt like Adam and Eve. A couple years later, the relationship crumbled, but at that time, we were just really, really into each other. It felt really right. I was going out to visit my dad. Not regularly, but once a year in the summer, possibly. It was kind of irregular visits, but I was going to visit him at that time of my life. And my dad was on the run from the cops. He bit a cop's thumb off, which is a whole crazy story. My dad was a full-time criminal gangster. I mean, he was in an arrest. They were trying to arrest him. A struggle ensued, and in that struggle, he bit the cop's thumb off. Bit it off. So my dad was on the run, living way up in the fucking mountains. And I was going to visit him. And when I would visit my dad, he had friends all up in the mountains. Crazy people. A bunch of hippies that he knew from his past, from when he was a hippie. And they all live up in the mountains of New Mexico. Way up in the mountains. Off the grid. Solar panels, that type of shit. I go to visit him and he takes me around, showing me off to his friends. We get a bunch of weed. I think we got like a pound of weed. Smoking it with everybody. He wants to go to this party. There's some hippie party way up in the mountains. Way, 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 way up there. Crazy house, kind of log cabin style, but pretty decent size. Amazing view, completely off the grid. I was kind of lonely and missing my girlfriend. This is before cell phones. Nowadays, you sit there and text message, have video chat. I was just lonely, missing her. And at the party, I met this random girl that was my age. She was about 18 or 19, something like that. And she was outrageously beautiful. Long, straight, brown hair, perfect, flawless face, skin that was just real pale, white, but like porcelain. She looked like Audrey Hepburn, but like a hippie. I was fascinated with her, and she seemed to be completely enthralled with me. I was an outsider, a city kid. These are mountain folk. My dad had mentioned to it, they were like, oh yeah, everybody here is going to be all over you because you're like an alien. They don't see people like you. You're different than these mountain people. You look different, talk different, act different. They're going to be all over you. And she was. I started to question everything with my fiance, my dream girl. Maybe this is the one. We hung out exclusively for the whole party. We were up there for several hours. Way up on the mountaintop. Amazing views. She takes me off to because she lived up there. There's like a community of hippies up there, a bunch of little houses. She took me off along some path, and we go to some other spot to smoke a joint. And nothing happened between us. She was real wholesome. And she had an interesting story that was boring to her, interesting to me. And she had never been to a regular school. Her whole life she had homeschooled, and I'd never heard of nothing like that before. I've been institutionalized through public school. For me, public school is like prison. She'd never even seen anything like that. She'd never been inside no public school. Never been inside a church. Barely ever goes downtown. Barely ever wears shoes. She asked me to move up there, just out of the blue. She was like, you should move up here and live with me. I think that we would be good together. And I believed her. But in my head it flashed, and I was like, this could be a possibility. I could do this. It would be weird. I'm a city boy from the alleyways. How the fuck could I exist up here in the mountains and shit? You guys, you have a bathroom, you have outhouses and stuff. You go to the creek for water. What kind of weird existence is this? And I already had my dream girl. I already got my life set up. So I, blew it off. We finished smoking our joint, and I was just like, yeah, I got my life set up. It's not really gonna work out. Went back to the party. We ended up going, me and my dad going back downtown, and whatever. I went home. Me and my fiance, we take our relationship to the next level. We move in together. We move out to California. So I was living in DC. We moved out to California, Santa Barbara, where my family is from. And I felt right at home at Santa Barbara. A lot better than DC, that's for sure. Back in those days, DC was a goddamn war zone, murder capital. Fucking Vietnam. So Santa Barbara's a little more mellow. But I had a hard time in Santa Barbara. I got arrested a bunch of times. I was involved in a gang there. We got busted by the gang task force. And I got arrested 2 or 3 times in Santa Barbara. Me and my dream girl fiance, we broke up. She turned into a horrible slut, cheated on me with, I think, 3 of my friends. So in the pizza parlor one night, fucking guy comes up to me with his head down. And he was just like, I just wanted to tell you, I fucked your girlfriend. I know you're mad at me. If you want to punch me, if you want to, I'm not going to even fight back, man. He's like, I didn't know. She didn't tell me that you were still, she told me you guys were broken up. I had no idea. He's like, I never would have done this. And he came to me to apologize. But I couldn't blame him. He was a friend of mine. And he fucked my girl. But I couldn't blame him. Because it was her. She was beautiful. She opened her legs, I don't care, you'd fuck her. So any guy, any lonely guy would jump on her if she let them. And I blamed her, because my pact was with her, not with him. We break up. The breakup was hard. A lot of drama and whatever. I eventually bounced out of Santa Barbara, cleaned up my legal shit, hassle. Bounced out of Santa Barbara. Fuck this place. Before I get arrested again, the next time I get busted, I'm going upstate. And that's going to be that, 10 to 15, 20, who knows how many years they'll give me, but it's coming. I can feel it. I can taste it. I can smell it. So I'm going to get the fuck out of Dodge. I didn't really know what my plans were, but I stopped back off where my dad was up in the mountains, New Mexico, because he was still on the run. You don't just bite a cop's thumb off and that shit just goes away. And he was happy to see me. He was partying hard. I wasn't as happy to see those guys. I was bummed on him because he was partying so hard. He even looked different. When you do enough drugs and get it fucked up enough, you start to change. You start to look different. And I told him about the chick. I was, he's like, I'm sorry about your old lady. I wrote him a letter. He knew I was coming, and he knew me and my old lady broke up. And he was like, sorry about that. You'll get over her. And I told him about the mountain girl. He barely remembered it. And I was like, you got to remember. You got to remember. She's around here somewhere. She's the one. This was all meant to be. I gotta find her. I finally got him to remember, and he was like, yeah, she's beautiful. Oh yeah, that would be perfect for you. I remember you were hanging out with her. So I got him all excited on it, and it became this mission. And for the next 3 days, my dad tried to figure out where this chick is. He finally found her. The third day, he was like, came rushing back. We had this big compound. Whole bunch of guys living on that compound. I don't know if I can even go too much into it. And he's like, I found the mom, and the daughter lives with the mom. I got it all set up. We're gonna go down to her house. She doesn't live up in the mountains no more. She's living with her mom. She used to live with her dad up in the mountains. Now she's living with her mom. Her mom lives in town, here in town, in the town that he was living in. And he's like, we're gonna go over and check her out. This is a fucking dream come true. This is great. So we go over there, and it's this fucked up little trailer. Looked like a goddamn meth fucking trailer. You know what I'm talking about. Place was a wreck. Mom was a fat slob, disgusting. My dad goes and talks with her, and he's like, yeah, why don't you go back in the bedroom and check out whatever her name was. I forget her name. All right. So I go wandering back there, and the door's open, and she's got this little bedroom. And it's this fat trailer trash redneck bitch. And she's the most redneck, sloppy fucking redneck trailer trash bitch you've ever seen in your life. I mean, like she'd be from a South Park cartoon. It was comical, like a complete stereotype. Looked like Miss Piggy. And she's like, has even a southern accent, and she's like, how y'all doing? I hung out with her for like 2 seconds, and I was just like, you know, you're not the person that I came here to see. I went out and got my dad. I was like, let's go. And he's like, what happened? I was like, let's get the fuck out of here. What the hell did you take me here for? We left. He said his goodbyes. We left. He's out there to deal drugs to the chick anyways. On the drive home, he was like, well, that was awfully rude, and I spent a lot of time trying to set you up. What happened? I thought this was the girl that you wanted. And I was like, man, that's not the chick. We argued about it the whole ride home, and he said, that's her. That is not the chick. No way, dude. And he promised me, I promise you that's her. He kept telling me, people change. You changed. Everybody changes. Who knows? Who the fuck knows? I often wonder what happened to that mountain girl. Thanks for watching.